SABC News. The African Perspective.
Top stories this hour. South Africa's Abatembu Royal Council writes to Nigerian consulate over coronation of Nigerian king, and Cuba suffers second nationwide power cut. Good morning, I am Nolutando Butelezi. The Abatembu Royal Council in South Africa says that it's going to write to the Nigerian consulate about the alleged coronation of a Nigerian king in the Eastern Cape province. This comes after video circulated on social media last week showing the coronation ceremony of an individual referred to as Igwe Ndigbo na East London. The Royal House of Abatembu took to social media to deny reports stating that King Buyelekaya Dalindyebo welcomed and granted royalty to the Nigerian national. The African Transformation Movement Party has also slammed the coronation of the Nigerian king and has called for an investigation into the matter. The Abatembu Senior Royal Advisor Advocate Matthew Mpahlwa.
It's a simple act of terror. Eastern Cape is not an annex or a colony to Nigeria. There is no purpose for anyone to start spreading misinformation that we welcome when we will give a Nigerian national royalty in the Eastern Cape, which has no connection even to the land that he occupies. So it's a simple act of terror, and we treat it as such, and we're saying government must act on it. In fact, later today, we will be making a call to the Consular General of Nigeria to come and explain this.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has challenged South Africans to continue to build the country that they want. While acknowledging numerous challenges facing the country, Ramaphosa says that current turbulent times should not deter citizens from working hard to ensure that all rights in the Constitution are realized. He was speaking at the National Human Rights Day event yesterday at Kimberley in the Northern Cape.
No matter how turbulent the journey that we are on of advancing the dignity that is promised in our Constitution, it is a journey that we must take together. In 1996, when the Constitution became law, we made a break with the divided past. Today, we work and must work together for a shared future. We have not yet reached the end of the journey that President Nelson Mandela started us on.
The World Health Organization has condemned the strike on a hospital in Sudan's East Darfur state. At least 64 people were killed in the incident. The paramilitary rapid support forces have accused the Sudanese army of launching a Turkish-made Akinci drone into the facility. The BBC's Yosef Taha reports.
The National Army had issued a statement dismissing the allegations and saying actually such attacks were carried out by the paramilitary rapid support force itself. However, this time the hospital is in Dain, which is the capital of East Darfur state, and the hospital is not far from the local headquarters of the paramilitary RSF. So some media affiliated with the paramilitary have accused the National Army of doing this assault just because the headquarters are nearby, and that was their main target.
South Africa has imposed steep import duties of up to 75% on structural steel from China and 20% on similar products from Thailand. This comes after an investigation by the International Trade Administration Commission of South Africa found evidence of dumping. Dumping occurs when foreign producers sell goods in another country at prices lower than their normal value or production cost, often to gain market share, which can harm local industries. The tariffs approved by the country's trade minister cover structural steel primarily used in construction and are aimed at protecting domestic producers from unfair competition. The move follows provisional duties imposed in 2024 when China and Thailand faced 52.81% and 9.12% tariffs respectively. ITAC concluded that steel imports from China and Thailand were entering the Southern African Customs Union at prices below normal market levels. Cuba has suffered its second nationwide power cut in less than a week as the island's energy infrastructure struggles to deal with the fuel blockade, which is imposed by the Trump administration. Cuba's energy ministry said that the power grid had experienced a total collapse and that work had begun to restore supply. It comes as campaigners delivering humanitarian aid have started arriving in Cuba. The BBC's Will Grant has the details.
The latest national power cut comes just as a coalition of international socialist groups arrived in Havana to show their support to the Cuban government, bringing with them aid donations of solar panels, basic food kits and medicines. A flotilla of aid leaving from Mexico was unable to travel because of rough sea conditions, but is expected to arrive in Havana's port on Monday. A little over a week ago, protesters in the central Cuban town of Moron attacked and set fire to the Communist Party headquarters following a day-long blackout.
Let's recap the top story now. The Abatembu Royal Council says that it's going to write to the Nigerian consulate in South Africa about the alleged coronation of a Nigerian king in the Eastern Cape. This comes after videos circulated on social media last week showing the coronation ceremony of an individual referred to as Igwe Ndigbo na East London. For any stories that you would like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Nolutando Butelezi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Coding, creating, transforming tech in Africa. Your Tech Pulse. Log on to www.channelafrica.co.za.
Welcome to it. It's Sunday. One gloomy Sunday today, I must say. It started yesterday in Johannesburg, but I love it. It really just calms everything down, and it feels like everything is just renewed when you have this kind of rain that we're having in some parts of Joburg. And yes, I'm coming to you live from the headquarters of the South African Broadcasting Corporation. Welcome to Tech Africa. I am Puleng Molebatse, and that was the Oasis with Ntako and Nombuso. And right now I am riding with the team that is going to be with you until 12. It's myself, Chuchu Palesa Elaine, and our streaming team as well. Talking about streaming, you can catch us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is, of course, Channel Africa, and you can watch me live right now. You can be able to get a glimpse of what's happening in the studio. Alternatively, you can find us on our very own Channel Africa app. That's where you can listen to us. And our website, www.channelafrica.co.za. We do have a brand new WhatsApp line. It goes into something like this: +2783 288 6684. That number again, +2783 288 6684. You can find us right there. We're going to kickstart Tech Africa this morning with Madibu saying our robot, and she's going to be talking to us, or rather sharing about what's happening around the world when it comes to top tech news. And then, of course, we move on to innovation, where we're looking at Parent Sense, which is a parenting app, and they have recently traveled to Washington, D.C. for some really, really cool things with the Innovation Hub Fellowship Program. We're going to unpack that with founder of the app in this hour. Later, we are talking at, just in case you decide to start a business, you will need certain skills. However, you may not have the tech skills to create a foundation for your business, whether it's knowing how to create a small business email, business email or website or stuff like that. And we're going to be talking to CEO of Tech Path Africa, Hussein Wampande. In this first hour of the show. Then we do have Tech for Good after 10 o'clock. We're looking at Gig Venture. It's an SMME that offers tech connectivity in remote townships and rural areas without those that don't have access. We're going to talk to Muzi Gamede for Tech for Good. And lastly, as more people are deciding to buy second-hand phones and tech rather than new ones, some are influenced by the price point and other by wanting to just be on the green side of things. If you can use something and recycle it, it's always okay, right? So we discuss what lies behind the decisions for individuals to rather go the second-hand route. Welcome to Tech Africa. I think I've said a mouthful, so I'm going to take a breather.
Stella Longwe pamalonje
ndiyetu apa tindikatswiri oyimba wa dziko la Mozambique ameneyu amene ali Ricabana ndatiuzeni kuti mayimba ashamba shanji komanso dzina lanu lenileni kuoneka ngati dzina limeneli ndilijatu atapa stage. Dzina lanu kwenikweni ndi ndani komanso mayimba ashamba shanji?
Ineyo dzina langa lenileni ndine Ricardo Musa Rabana. Chamba chimene ndimayimba ine ndi manganji, ndimakonda kwambiri ma tradition. Zimenezo ndi nyimbo zathu chifukwa kwathu kunoko tili ndi madansi osiyana-siyana a chimizi. Ndi ineyo poti ndi mnyamata wa chimizi, ndi ndimakondanso nyimbo za chimizi.
Ndinu a chimizi? Ndi makondanso nyimbo za chimizi, mapangaso za chimizi. Zosangalatsa kuti mwanena bwera kuti ndinu a chimizi. Anthu amazibisa, anthu amafuna kukhala ndithu achitauni. Koma chikhalidwe chilibe chitauni, alisa ndi chikhalidwe chake, alisa ndi zimene amakonda.
malonje pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lowiruka ndi Stella Longwe.
Puleng Molebatse on Tech Africa as we spotlight the pioneers shaping the African digital future. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Naquela roça grande não tem chuva, é o suor do meu rosto que rega as plantações. Naquela roça grande tem café maduro e aquele vermelho cereja são gotas do meu sangue feitas seiva. O café vai ser torrado, pisado, torturado, vai ficar negro, negro da cor do contratado, negro da cor do contratado. Perguntem às aves que cantam, aos regatos de alegre serpentear e ao vento forte do sertão. Quem se levanta cedo, quem vai à tonga, quem traz pela estrada longa a tipóia ou o cacho de dendém, quem capina e em paga recebe desdém. Foba podre, peixe podre, panos ruins, 50 angolares. Foba podre, peixe podre, panos ruins, 50 angolares. Porradas, serrafilares, porradas, serrafilares. Quem faz o milho crescer e os laranjais florescer, quem dá dinheiro para o patrão comprar máquinas, carros, senhoras e cabeças de pretos para os motores. Quem faz o branco prosperar, ter barriga grande, ter dinheiro, e as aves que cantam, os regatos de alegre serpentear e o vento forte do sertão responderão. Monangambe, Monangambe. Ah, deixa-me ao menos subir as palmeiras. Deixa-me beber maruva e esquecer diluído nas minhas bebedeiras. Monangambe, Monangambe, Monangambe.
The rhythm of Africa, the pulse of the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
I don't charge my energy, I no get time for no enemy. Tori pe wale to me. Nothing with person never see. I'm on nothing with person never see. Forget it, I say fashi. Money soon expected. Take our body agent. I take her to the person. Jelly, jelly. I'm in the answer, then yes sir. Then I'm in the answer, yes sir. Respect is reciprocal, even though I know say I'm special. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't something, I can't something. To bata fele, I can't something. You want job but you never work. Should not because myself I never talk. I look you, they laugh, you go. I shall no say the time go come, mama, I no say the time go come. When you no go fit the line, no more. Mama, life not done by done. Whether you like or not, go back to me, you best get it go pass. So yeah, keep me jack on bow. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't something, I can't something. To bata fele, I can't something. Money soon expected. Take our body agent. I take her to the person. Jelly. I'm in the answer, then yes sir. Then I'm in the answer, yes sir. Respect is reciprocal, even though I know say I'm special. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't something, I can't something. To bata fele, I can't something.
Burna Boy with Anybody. It is now 18 minutes past 9 Central African time, and of course before that it was Monangambe with Rui Mingers. It's Tech Africa this morning. Before we go into our top tech news, we will take a short break just for a little bit. Then of course Madibu Singh will come immediately after that to come through with what's been happening in the world of tech, specifically for this week.
Clear your diaries for the 25th of March, 2026. Channel Africa, in partnership with Wits Business School, invites you to a climate change conversation that goes beyond talk. 3 powerful panel discussions, 1 stage, big questions, bold answers. If you care about the future and value honest, intelligent discussions, this is your seat at the table. Join us on March 25 for Africa Matters. Climate change, financing Africa's recovery, only on Channel Africa. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Hey Puleng, It's another exciting week of tech news on the continent and the globe. As your favorite AI bot, let me keep you up to date. African startups received a major boost this week after EIB Global committed €40 million to support tech companies through venture funding. The investment targets early-stage startups across fintech, climate tech, and digital services, signaling renewed investor confidence in Africa's tech ecosystem after the recent slowdown. Kenya's telecom giant Safaricom has introduced stronger privacy protections on M-Pesa, limiting how much personal information is visible during transactions. The move responds to growing concerns around data security and reflects a broader trend across Africa toward stricter digital privacy standards. Africa pushes for innovation-led growth through tech. Leaders across the continent are calling for a shift toward data, AI, and innovation-driven economies. Experts warn that Africa must accelerate investment in digital infrastructure and emerging technologies to create jobs and remain globally competitive, especially as AI reshapes industries worldwide. Telecom and infrastructure expansion continues across Africa. Countries like Tanzania and Egypt are expanding telecom infrastructure, including new towers and digital training programs for 5G/6G technologies. These developments aim to improve connectivity and build the technical skills needed for Africa's digital future. Global internet at risk from undersea cable tensions. Geopolitical tensions in the Middle East are raising concerns about undersea internet cables, especially in the Red Sea. Experts warn that damage to these cables could disrupt connectivity across Africa, Europe, and Asia, showing how fragile global digital infrastructure can be. AI dominates global tech conversations and workplaces. Artificial intelligence continues to reshape industries worldwide, from universities to major companies. Reports show AI tools are already changing how people work, raising both productivity opportunities and concerns about job security, accuracy, and ethics. Big events like NVIDIA GTC and the RSA Cybersecurity Conference are happening this month, bringing together global leaders to focus on AI innovation, digital security, and the future of computing. These conferences often set the tone for where the tech industry is heading next. A surge in demand for AI computing power has led to a global memory chip shortage, pushing up the cost of smartphones, computers, and other devices. Analysts say this could slow device sales and keep prices high through 2026 and beyond. What would you do without me? Don't forget to comment and follow on social media at Channel Africa 1.
Girl, I honestly don't know what I would do without you. I don't want to even think about it because it makes me very sad. You're like my partner in crime. You know, I think there's just so much that you and I would do if we were to hang out. I think we should hang out. I must invite Molebatse for some coffee sometime. Because, hey, she seems like she's one of those very sassy bots. It is 9:23 Central African time, and that's it in terms of our top tech news. Another musical break coming your way, and then of course we get into our innovation conversation.
Keep Africa in your hands. Connect to our website for all your news, sports, and cultural updates. channelafrica.co.za.
The children got a letter from the master. It said no more Xhosa, Sotho, no more Zulu. Refusing to comply, they sent an answer. That's when the policeman came to the rescue. Well, the children were flying, bullets dying. Oh, the mother the man without pity, accusing everyone of conspiracy, tightening the curfew, charging people with walking. The border is where he was waiting for the children, frightened and running, and Paul got away, but all the others are in the jail without any publicity, just a little atrocity deep in the city. Benny Gupina Matoda.
As Africa renews, so does its voices. 60 years of Channel Africa.
I want to dance. I want to party. Also too much. Baby, shake your body, 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 body. Baby, move your body, 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 body. Make it day one side, make it just stay rock, make it just stay traboski. Our bodies touch, my money is long, my team is long. Follow me after the party to where you belong. I want to show you what you never seen before. I want to do what I never do before. I want to dance. I want to dance. I want to party. On se bouge slow much. Baby, shake your body, 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 body. No send anybody. Baby, move your body, 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 body. No send anybody.
Yo, if I say you arrest me, we don't smoke cause it's full up. It's your body. It's in there, it's your body. She not gonna, it's your back bad. Behind me. If I say walk, 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 touch your body, hold still up. Now on your body, I want my cut so, baby cut so. I want watch this, I want fast this, I want chop your body not its spot. Your body not in price. No, 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 dolly. Traboski, swagger. No, 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 dolly. Traboski, I don't hide. She don't hide. Say she got a girlfriend. Me, I got a girlfriend. But I want your number. I want the bumper. No, 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 dolly. Traboski, swagger. No, 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 dolly. Traboski.
I want to dance. I want to dance. I want to party. On se bouge too much.
All right, double play this morning, and we are going to get into that parent sense conversation in a short while. It started this journey of us this morning on a Sunday morning with the late great Mama Miriam Makeba with Soweto Blues, and then now we just took Body with Dams featuring Mavo. We're going to get into that parent sense conversation as soon as we get my guest on the line. We're finding out exactly what it means to walk away or to be part of this great initiative that they have done with the innovation hub. I believe we do have. Now, Parent Sense is a technology platform founded by the South African parenting expert Meg Fur, and they've been selected to participate in the 2026 Innovation Hub Fellowship at the Thrive Center at the Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Fur recently traveled to the U.S. to embark on this intensive 3 months product development and market access program, joining a global cohort of fellow startups working to transform maternal and early childhood health system. And she's on the line. Good morning, Meg.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for chatting to us on Tech Africa. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, Meg, what does it mean being selected for this initiative?
So it is an incredible thing for us. It means potential access to the global market, the parent tech market. We're a business that focuses on parenting information, and we've had really, really good traction in South Africa with the likes of Discovery Health and Momentum Health using our digital product for their maternity programs. But we really haven't cracked the nut of the international market. And being part of the Georgetown initiative and being one of the 7 fellows means that we actually get to validate our product and have a look at what its impact on maternal health is. Mm-hmm. But we also get access to the American market, Medicare, the Blue Cross Blue Shield, so all of the different organizations that care for parents through technology in America.
And for people that don't know what Parent Sense is, how does it support a parent?
Yeah, so my background is I'm an occupational therapist and have written 8 parenting books, of which your readers may have heard of Baby Sense and Weaning Sense. Those are the 2 most popular ones. And in 2020, I decided actually the best way to reach the highest scale and have the greatest impact is through a technology product. And so we built a parenting app, and it tracks mums and babies from pregnancy to 5 years old, covering of all aspects of early childhood health and development. So everything from maternal well-being and postnatal depression as an example, through to infant nutrition advice and sleep and vaccination schedules and so on. So it's a digital parenting platform. It's delivered both on iOS and Android. And we also have a web app, which is pushed out in Africa through Vodacom and soon to be MTN as well.
So what made this innovation stand out in terms of global stage amongst other startups?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What made this innovation stand out looking at the global stage and other startups?
Yeah, I think the fact that we have a very unique distribution model. So, many tech startups have a distribution model that focuses on what we call D2C or direct to consumer. And what we know about tech products is that they're very difficult to land and get monetized when you're building them direct to consumer. And so in 2023, we pivoted our business and we started to focus on B2B2C. In other words, it's business to business to consumer. So the likes of our medical insurers and Vodacom will actually give us access to their market. Now that sets us apart completely, because what happens there is that we have partnerships in the universe, in the parenting universe, and that gives us access to market. And I think that's what stood out for the Thrive Center at Georgetown, is that not only was this a product that was grounded in good parent science, and it's a very sound technology product built by our incredible tech team, but also we have a distribution model. And when you put that together, that you've got good tech, good science, and distribution, it really does set us apart. And I think that for them, they looked at that and they went, actually, this is something we could plug into the American market.
Mm. So what are you hoping to learn and achieve during this 3 months program?
So you had to choose, when we were told that we had actually won this fellowship, we were told we had to choose one of two streams. The first stream is the validation stream, which basically takes whatever product it is and actually validates whether or not it does make an impact on maternal and child health. And that is massive because if you co-publish a paper with the likes of Georgetown, which is probably one of the top early childhood health centers in the world, and you get a co-authorship with them, it immediately means that I can go to a medical insurer in India or in Dubai and say to them, guys, we know that we can change maternal health. So that was the first thing that they offered us, was this validation stream. And they give us actually research. We have 2 PhDs and a medical doctor doing our research with us. And that's the first thing that we're going to get out of it. The second stream that they spoke about was route to market. So kind of mapping out the American ecosystem. And we all know America is a very big kind of cherry. And so to get a nibble at that cherry is enormous. And they get to scope out exactly who is who and then introduce us to them. So for instance, next week, I've got a meeting with the head of the American Academy of Pediatrics. Now, that's not a meeting I could ever reach out for on my own. And so they give us market access. And if at the end of 3 months, which is obviously in May, at the end of that period, we go back to Georgetown. So we went to Georgetown in February. We go back to Georgetown in May. And at that time, we take part in what's called the Solutions Fair. And at the Solutions Fair, they invite every single heavy hitter in America to come and, in this sector, to come and hear our pitch and have a look at our product. And at that point, we're hoping to sign a few contracts in the American system.
That's absolutely amazing, Meg. So then how can then Parent Sense be able to improve maternal as well as early childhood health, looking at the African landscape?
Yeah, it is the most high-risk period in any human's life, being a new mom and also being a baby. That together, there's never a time where there's more risk in somebody's life. And the reason for that is that baby's brain development and those first 1,000 days, which is from beginning of pregnancy till about 2 years old, is absolutely pivotal in the child's entire outcome. And so when we give parents advice on how to establish breastfeeding, as an example, or we give moms support around postnatal depression, we change that child's trajectory forever. And so this is really one of the most impactful areas that a person could actually invest in, is this early childhood. At the same time, not only is the child at risk and their whole life is lying ahead of them, but the mum is going through a massive shift in her life, a period we call matrescence. And it holds a lot of risk, particularly when you think about things like postnatal depression and anxiety, which is at an all-time high. And so part of what we do is we support moms. We actually do a perinatal assessment, anxiety and depression assessment, and we run this for all of our medical insurers. And so we're picking up perinatal depression early, even in pregnancy, and then are able to channel the mom into higher care so that she can actually avoid long-term negative outcomes for her and her baby.
Meg, unfortunately, we have to wrap up our conversation now. But as you said, Parent Sense is on the app, can be downloaded on iOS or Android. Even on, there is a link to it now.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So you just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and you can actually find it there. Or if you want to get it through Vodacom, you can also on the Vodacom store. It's called Parent Sense, 2 words, and you can download it on any of those channels.
All right, great. Have a fantastic Sunday going forward, Meg.
Thank you so much.
And that was Meg Fowrie from Parent Sense. I'm going to take another breather. We have to pay the bills. We continue with great innovation conversation in this hour.
Franschhoek, get ready. The vibe is happening this March. The Monroe Jazz Festival Franschhoek is bringing more than 30 local and international acts for one unforgettable weekend, including DJ Zinke, DJ Kent, DJ Kent Zero, Layla Hathaway, Robert Glasper, and Bilal, plus many more. From 27 to 29 March 2026, experience the music, the culture, and the energy. Grab your tickets now at ticketmaster.co.za. Monroe Jazz Festival Franschhoek. Feel the energy. Live the moment.
Her name is Puleng Molebatse, and she's on Tech Africa.
Samania de diserenda morabwe. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Estão dizendo que está bué na hora de se gabarir. A seguir estão morangonê, vendo a coisa piorar. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Tem palpite na conversa com mistria da visão. Não há bem que sempre dure, se acabou tudo ser mamãe. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Tem mania de calar e quando devia falar. Lá no clima de aparência até parece tá gostaria. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Lá na Guimbi tão vivendo, cada estranja tamo a vir. Sintonia com as malas pra nossa hora de subir. Samania de diserenda morabwe. Samania de diserenda morabwe.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut that song short, unfortunately. Samania by Bonga, just 18 minutes before 10 o'clock Central African time. So now, have you decided to start a business? And of course, you've picked up some skill. However, you may not have the tech skills that could really prepare you for what you're about to get yourself into, whether it's knowing how to create a website and the likes. We discussed top tech skills that you will need to learn when starting a business with Hussein Wampane, CEO of Tech Path Africa. Hussein, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you very much for choosing to connect with me. And again, this is the second time speaking to Channel Africa. We always never get tired of getting back to you and always sharing with the audience. Yeah, we don't take this for granted.
You're more than welcome. We love having you here. So Hussein, what are the most important tech skills then that every new business owner should at least have today?
Yeah, thank you very much. But before I get there, let me say something that might surprise you. Today, the biggest risk in business is not a lack of capital. That is a lack of digital understanding, because right now there are very many people with very small shops, but they look like big companies online. So, and there are very many people there with very good businesses, but no one can find them. So the difference is around, is your business findable? If your business is not findable and you are struggling to make it findable, then everything is really hard for you. You're going to hold the bull by the horns. The going will be like milking a rat, for the lack of a better word to use. So if I'm really to respond to your question, yes, some of the most important tech skills every business owner should have today. I think they should be. It is just communication. And if you know how to use these simple communication tools, then you have nailed it. When you use tools like WhatsApp, email, the social media handles in the right way, then that will save you a lot. If you know how to communicate professionally, you are already ahead of it. So it is just basic online presence management, updating your pages, posting content, responding to inquiries. You don't need coding. You just need to know how to manage your presence. This will save you a lot of time. It will make you really save the effort of there to explain each and everything. Things like having digital payment awareness, that's a skill that should be really be embraced, like how mobile money payments can really be made, online payments. If people can't pay you easily, then you are losing business. So instead of trying to learn everything in technology, focus on what directly helps you to really get customers and serve them better. So I think that's what I should have to really start with. And the answer should be the communication skills, and the communication skills should be how to navigate the simple digital tools that everyone really knows. I think that should be the game changer from my end. Yeah.
You know, back in the day when a business had a professional email and a website set up, that, you know, there was the assumption that, the business is legit and they can afford and very formal. And now these are quite easy to set up because anyone can do it. Now you don't need to pay like a lot of money to a particular web developer, and things like social media handles have been added to that. Now, if it's a website that you need like social media handles and a WhatsApp line and stuff like that. How important is it now to have these things still?
Yeah, I think that's very important. Like in your kind of impression you give to the outside people there, if you go into like in professional way, they will take you serious. But however much your brand is serious and you're still using these common kind of tools. For example, you just have to part ways with around $10. And this is something that's available even for someone who is starting with, if it is a Uganda case, maybe you have 100,000 Uganda shillings. I think 40,000 should be not so much for you to have a domain. And it should give you really a professional kind of email. So this is very important because it gives you authority and it is systematic. Like you're not working hard, but you're working smart. I'll tell you one thing. If you choose to start the hard way, like going to renting of spares and you've not really decided to use a basic website, which these days you can even use AI to build it within. That means you have a website. And only what you need is a domain name and you connect it. You will have to pay rent that will cost you, I think, 10 times than the domain name. So for me, I would say having a professional email, having a website, a simple website, having something that starts, even when you don't have a lot of skills, it would be easier for you to navigate, even when you're starting a small business.
And what did you say are some of the common tech mistakes then that small businesses owners make earlier on in business?
Some of the mistakes that they do, it is waiting too long. Yes, that's one of the biggest mistakes that they really do. And also mixing your personal life with your business. For example, you have your basic Gmail and you want to use that even for professional and for business purposes. I think people will look at you as someone who is never serious in your life. And even now being inconsistent in names, like a basic logo, even when if you have access to AI, like the basic tools, you can create a logo and it gives you consistency and doesn't confuse your customers. And then the biggest mistake that they are doing, that small scale business owners want to do, it is trying to do everything at once. And this leads to frustration and quitting automatically. So technology shouldn't be should only simplify your business, but it shouldn't really overwhelm you. Yeah. I know some platforms like Little by Little, even when you connected your domain somewhere, you can navigate even trying to do blogs, also like manage your page using that. And it is a page that helps small scale business owners really get started.
Okay, chatting to, Hussein. It's Hussein Wambande, CEO of TechPath. Hussein, we're going to take a small break. Please hold on for me.
África. Conhece o Ntivani?
Claro que sou eu.
Ntivani é o amante da música de corpo e alma.
Eu amo música africana.
Ele aprecia todos os tipos de melodias e passa os seus dias a ouvir a Channel África. Adivinha só, a Channel África quer ajudar o Ntivani e os amantes da música em todo o lado a descobrir ainda mais música incrível. Por isso, a Channel África está a convocar artistas africanos a submeterem as suas músicas. Músicos, lembrem-se de nos dar todas as informações relevantes no music@channelafrica.co.za. As submissões são a vossa oportunidade de ser ouvidos, mas não garantem inclusão na lista. Todas as submissões serão cuidadosamente analisadas para verificar se cumprem os requisitos da nossa estação. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
From data to drones, Africans are taking tech to further heights. Puleng Molebatse on Tech Africa, Sundays from 9 till noon, Central African Time, only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
All right, chatting now to Hussein Wampande, who's CEO of TechPath Africa. And we're looking at basic, or maybe let's just not say basic, like top tech skills that you will need to have at least before you start a business. Hussein, you still with us?
Yes.
All right. So you were talking about the importance of not mixing your personal together with your professional, and you were making an example of maybe don't use your personal email for business. Which then makes sense. Is there anything else that maybe we need to be cognizant of instead of when it comes to the mistakes we make in tech?
Yeah, of course, you shouldn't ignore the branding component of it. Like using inconsistent names. Today you called Tech Path, tomorrow you called Tech Reach. The other time you don't need to do that. So you need to have that kind of branding consistency, the names, the logos, the contacts. You will confuse customers. And trying to do each and everything at once. So just focus on what you are best at and what you love, and keep pushing that brand. So you don't need to really get into everything. Know when you hear there's an investor in the other field, you jump onto that, like that's bandwagon. So you'll keep on not catching anything. So you need to really get one thing, focus on that, and use technology to simplify your business, but not to overwhelm you. I think that is very key. Yeah.
And do you think every entrepreneur needs to learn tech skills, or it's okay to kind of outsource? Because I do believe like you can't be good at everything. However, engaging with entrepreneurs on the show, people often say, well, I learned this through YouTube tutorial, how to set up my own websites, how to make my own logo, how to sell online and stuff like that. However, I do believe that, yes, you can know so that you're able to even check on the person that you assign to do the assignment. But there are those people that are very good at certain things.
Yeah, this is a very important kind of balance. My advice would be every entrepreneur should understand the basics, but not necessarily do everything themselves. Because you will now not be inseparable from you as Hussein and your business. Yet you need to have some kind of a gap for to mix up your personal brand and the business brand. So you don't need to build a car, but you must know how to drive it. So learn the basics and outsource the advanced work. This helps you to stay in control without being overwhelmed. So you should be able to know the basics on how to navigate it and how to even upload some little content, and also check on maybe someone you've outsourced it. So that would be my advice. The key issue here, you don't need to learn how to build the car, but it is a must for you to learn how to drive it.
Of all the skills that we have unpacked today, things that we've touched on, which one do you believe it's one that will give a business, it gives an business an advantage, looking at how players are doing it globally?
Oh, if I had to choose one, to be sincere, I would use to have the digital communication mastery. How to respond to messages. You see how Perisa really reached out to me. It was very simple. How fast you reply, how clearly you explain your offer. In today's world, customers choose business that are responsive, that are clear, that are easy to deal with. That alone can really beat bigger competitors. So, and it positions you. So digital communication mastery is really key. It's really key. Very few people will want to drive to your office, really know more about what you are doing. Yeah.
Okay, Hussein, thank you so much for chatting to us on Tech Africa this morning.
Yeah, I think that has been very key for me. But now to end this complication, like in this conversation with you, TechPath really is exactly focuses on simplifying technology, helping businesses start, turning confusion into clarity, making digital tools practical and affordable. We don't just teach technology. We help people use it and make money and grow.
Awesome.
So let me say, everything is very key. Don't overcomplicate. The baby steps you take in the right direction will lead you to greatness. So please start now.
Media handles?
Do not wait so long.
What are your social media handles, Hussein?
Yes, we use LinkedIn, and it's all TechPath. There's LinkedIn, there's on Facebook, on X, we are all there. Okay. And of course WhatsApp and the internet is sort of like in websites are all TechPath Africa. Just type in TechPath Africa, it will pop in and you will choose how you want to really get to us.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a fantastic Sunday.
Oh, thank you very much for the opportunity of speaking to you. Bye.
It's CEO of TechPath Africa, Hussein Wambande. Just 3 minutes before top of the hour, 10 o'clock Central African time. And then, of course, after 10 o'clock, we focus on the good that can come out of AI. And gig venture is what we are talking about on our Tech for Good feature. We are going to give you the news at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. And we do have great conversations coming your way. And remember, you can always reach out to us in terms of content that definitely can be shared, and I believe should be shared on this platform. It's not just mine, it's all of our platform. And you can find us on social media at Channel Africa 1. That's where we are, or alternatively go to our website, www.channelafrica.co.za. We always are keen to hear from you.
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa, the Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
I Show Speed, often called Speed, who is a popular American YouTuber and live streamer known for his high-energy personality, loud reactions, and unpredictable humor. He visited Ethiopia, and he was shocked what he found out actually when he got to Ethiopia. He got to find out that, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. That is, we are in 2026 right now. And he got to find out they are in 2018.
2018? Nah, you trolling me. It's 2026. No. It ain't 2026? Wait, hold on. Wait, we in the past? Ronaldo is still in Real Madrid. Everything is in the past here.
Oh man, how shocked the Speed was. He went back in time.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time.
Okay, it's 10 o'clock now. I am going to make way for the 10 o'clock news. However, we continue with our tech conversation and good music that I can vouch on. The music is definitely to die for on a Sunday morning. Let's go to the news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Top stories this hour. South Africa's Abatembo Royal Council writes to Nigerian consulate over coronation of Nigerian king, and Iranian missiles have hit 2 towns in southern Israel. Good morning, I am Nolutando Butelezi. The Abatembo Royal Council in South Africa says that it's going to write to the Nigerian consulate about the alleged coronation of a Nigerian king in the Eastern Cape province. This comes after videos circulated on social media last week showing the coronation ceremony of an individual referred to as Igwe Ndigbo na East London. The Royal House of Abatembo took to social media to deny reports stating that King Buyelekaya Dalindyebo welcomed and granted royalty to the Nigerian national. The African Transformation Movement Party has also slammed the coronation of the Nigerian king and has called for an investigation into the matter. Senior Royal Advisor Advocate Matthew Mpahlwa.
It's a simple act of terror. Eastern Cape is not an annex or a colony to Nigeria. There is no purpose for anyone to start spreading misinformation that we welcome and will give a Nigerian national royalty in the Eastern Cape, which has no connection even to the land that he occupies. So it's a simple act of terror, and we treat it as such, and we're saying government must act on it. In fact, later today, we will be making a call to the Consular General of Nigeria to come and explain this.
The Human Rights Commission has marked Human Rights Day by saying that the Constitution has given South Africans the dignity that they have never had before. But it has called on South Africans to demand all their rights as enshrined in the Constitution from those who are meant to serve them, including mayors, councillors and executives. Chairperson of the Commission, the Reverend Chris Nissen, says that the Constitution must be a lived reality for all South Africans.
Live your Constitution. Read your Constitution. Demand from the Constitution via those who needs to serve you, like your councillor, like your mayors, like your members of Parliament, and also Parliament and the executive, to say, this is our Constitution. We know our Constitution. Can we realize our rights by practical and issues that and that can influence a better life for us?
Meanwhile, President Cyril Ramaphosa challenged South Africans to continue to build the country that they want. While acknowledging numerous challenges facing South Africa, Ramaphosa says that the current turbulent times should not be deterring citizens from working hard to ensure that all rights in the Constitution are realized. He was speaking at the National Human Rights Day event yesterday, held at Kimberley in the Northern Cape province.
No matter how turbulent the journey that we are on of advancing the dignity that is promised in our Constitution, it is a journey that we must take together. In 1996, when the Constitution became law, we made a break with the divided past. Today, we work and must work together for a shared future. We have not yet reached the end of the journey that President Nelson Mandela started us on.
Airlines across Africa are facing soaring jet fuel costs after the US-Israeli war on Iran disrupted supply routes. About 70% of Africa's jet fuel imports pass through the Strait of Hormuz, where shipments have nearly halted, removing around 20% of global oil and LNG supply. Prices are highly volatile, with airlines sometimes seeing changes mid-journey. Operators warn that prolonged conflict could lead to fuel shortages, complicating operations and likely increasing costs for travelers. Iranian missiles have hit 2 towns in southern Israel, injuring more than 100 people. Health officials say that 70 people were wounded when an Iranian warhead struck the town of Arad. Hours earlier, a missile struck a building in the southern town of Damona, injuring more than 30 people. The BBC's Mimi Swabi has the details.
Emergency workers say there was a direct hit on a building and the damage from the strike was extensive. Israel maintains a policy of deliberate ambiguity surrounding its nuclear capabilities, but it's widely believed that a research institute located just outside Damona houses nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, Israel's army chief of staff has said the war with Iran is halfway through. In a video statement, Ayal Zamir said Israeli soldiers would continue to fight next week during the Jewish Passover holiday.
Let's recap the top story now. The Abatembo Royal Council says that it's going to write to the Nigerian consulate in South Africa about the alleged coronation of a Nigerian king in the Eastern Cape. This comes after videos circulated on social media last week showing the coronation ceremony of an individual referred to as Igwe Ndigbo na East London. For any news stories that you would like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. You can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Nolutando Butelezi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Coding, creating, transforming tech in Africa. Your Tech Pulse. Log on to www.channelafrica.co.za.
6 minutes past 10 Central African Time. It's Tech Africa right here on Channel Africa, the African Perspective. I am Puleng Molebatse. This is the second hour of our show. This morning we have another hour, because the 12 will be done with the show for today, for this week. So what's going to happen in this hour? We're going to have our Tech for Good conversation, and then we're going to have a conversation with Muzi Gumede about Gig Venture. What do they do that is impacting the community in a positive light? That's what we are going to be unpacking around 20 past 10 Central African Time this morning still. And looking into the third hour of the show in our comment section, we're looking at how people are influenced by, or what influences people to go with second-hand option instead of buying brand new. Is it a price, or you figure if you're gonna still get the same speed, works well when you buy a second-hand device, why go and buy a brand new one? I feel it's mostly money. If it's still very good, that's how I feel about all iOS products. Why should I buy a brand new one for that amount of money when I can just get a second-hand? And to be honest, they are not bad at all. Nothing comes close to iOS. That's my view. And I do believe there are strong views as well when it comes to Android devices and all of that stuff. You know, we'll talk about that. Honestly, it's open for debate. I want to hear your thoughts at Channel Africa 1. We're going to take a break, and on the other side of this, we have great music coming your way, as we do believe that we have the responsibility of helping you reset your morning and prepare for the week ahead. So the best way to go about it is to give you the kind of music that we know that you have signed up for. We're going to kickstart our second hour of the show with Erika Wainana with a song called Ritwa Riaku.
Download the SABC app and take Channel Africa with you everywhere you go.
And remember, you can always reach out to us on our WhatsApp line, +27832886684. It is 10:11. We take a short break.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Tech Africa, the African perspective.
Initiating rage process.
Wine on for me, slow down for me. Yeah, boo. Only while on show me, I'm on dance for me. Dance for me. Yeah, you the best, yeah, you the best. All over me, all over me. Need you in my bed, need you in my bed. Put it down for me. Put it down for me, girl in my place. There's no other place. Oh, I don't decrease, girl, I don't decrease. Oh, you're Belinda, your waist. It be like cylinder, your waist. They do me like Kaluba for chase. Oh, you're Belinda, no stress. Oh, you're Belinda, your waist. It be like cylinder, your waist. They do me like Kaluba for chase. Oh, you're Belinda, no stress me. Onjo kisa. Everybody a get me trouble. That no visa. Open like shawty, kilo body. And maybe fine like Beyonce. Back at big cardi, kill out my shit. Rotate time for me, rotate time for me, time for me. My Anthony, don't shit look to me. Only your love, while I come me and she say, I want you to be the guy who could do for my coolie. Need you in my bed, need you in my bed. Rotate time for me, rotate time for me. Girl in my place, there's no other place. Oh, I don't decrease, girl, I don't decrease. Oh, you're Belinda, your waist. It be like cylinder, your waist. They do me like Kaluba for chase. Oh, you're Belinda, no stress. Oh, you're Belinda, your waist. It be like cylinder, your waist. They do me like Kaluba for chase. Belinda, no stress. Oh, she don't we go dinner. Carolina. See, I don't be waste your time, Olina. Money there for pocket, get more moolah. Kaloma loga driver, yeah. Maluma shala, yeah. Kamalova away, oh baby. Need you in my bed, need you in my bed. Rotate time for me, rotate time for me. Girl in my place. There's no other place. Oh, I don't decrease, girl, I don't decrease. Oh, you're Belinda, your waist. It be like cylinder, your waist. They do me like Kaluba for chase. Oh, you're Belinda, no stress. Oh, you're Belinda, your waist. It be like cylinder, your waist. They do me like Kaluba for chase. Oh, you're Belinda, no stress.
Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
Tungashisa impepho emsamo thethisa abaphansi masingakafika isikhathi sakho linda tungahlaba imbuzi uhlaba inkomo phela imfuyo sibaye linda Uhlawulwanga ijelelelo umejele mawutshela ukuthi ahlupheka ngoba ubaba khawumazi ijelelelo umejele mawutshela ukuthi akuhlangana empilweni yakho ngenxa yesibo ngijelelelo umejele ngoba mina ngintandane suka kuleyo nkulumo ijelelelo umejele ngoba wakhipha isisu bathi leyo ngane iyevali usiso waqakekile lola lona iqiniso mawukhola lokho jelelelo umejele tungashisa impepho emsamo thethisa abaphansi masingakafika isikhathi sakho linda tungahlaba imbuzi uhlaba inkomo phela imfuyo sibaye linda tifana nokufa akekho nolwazi olugcwele soke silinda amagama ethu mayebizo ubona nje sesidlala abafundisi bamanga besenzisa yonke imhlolalelo wewe tubona sesidlala inyanga samanga sisenzisa yonke imhlolalelo Tasvuge Temaqande Sifunda ukulinda Sodlala abantu Tasvuge Sivuge maqande Sifunda ukulinda ngoba sodlala abantu Daba Tungashisa impepho emsamo thethisa abaphansi masingakafika isikhathi sakho linda tungahlaba imbuzi uhlaba inkomo phela imfuyo sibaye
Java on this one with Linda and Belinda Lex. The song is called Belinda and it was by Lex as well as Olomide. 10:20, another break coming your way and we have great chats shortly after this.
Zilipendwa na Abedi Jean de la Croix.
Historia msikilizaji ya Valentine Day au siku ya wapendanao ilianzia katika nyakati za kale za dola la Roma. Watafiti wengi wa historia wanaamini kuwa siku hii inahusishwa na sherehe za kipagani zilizokuwa zikifanyika kila mwaka katikati ya mwezi Februari. Msikilizaji, sherehe hizo zilijulikana kama Lupercalia na zilifanyika kuadhimisha uzazi, upendo na mwanzo wa majira ya kuchipua.
Zilipendwa
kila Jumamosi kuanzia saa 12 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati hadi saa 1 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
Tech Africa honors all the force that's pushing Africa's digital transformation every Sunday on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Chérie, pas de chichi. Oh, تقلشي وزيدي تقلشي. 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 Chérie, pas de chichi.
6 decades of rhythm, resonance, and relevance. We are Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Keep on the ball. Yes, yes.
It's the kids, baby.
Napenda kuhesabu namba 1, 2, 3. Napenda kuhesabu namba 1, 2, 3.
Kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba. kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba. Namba moja, namba mbili, namba tatu, namba nne, namba tano, namba sita, namba saba, namba nane, namba moja, namba mbili, namba tatu, namba nne, namba tano, namba sita, namba saba, namba nane. Kama utani mtoto kanambia mambo, kanambia mambo. Kama utani mtoto kasogea kando, kasogea kando. Kama utani mtoto katoa na password, katoa na password. Kama utani mtoto kanipea namba, kanipea namba. Kinamba namba, 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 kinamba namba. Kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba, kinamba namba. Namba moja, namba mbili, namba tatu, namba nne, namba tano, namba sita, namba saba, namba nane. Namba moja, namba mbili, namba tatu, namba nne, namba tano, namba sita, namba saba, namba nane. Namba moja, namba mbili, namba tatu, namba nne, namba tano, namba sita, namba saba, namba nane. Namba moja, namba mbili, namba tatu, namba nne, namba tano, namba sita, namba saba, namba nane.
All right, it's Kinamba Number with Bill Nas, and it's exactly 28 minutes past 10 Central African time. We won't be having that conversation with Gig Venture, and we're going to be looking at this now. So there's quite a bit of war that's happening in the world. I mean, you know, the the Ukraine war, it's been ongoing. Then you have the US and the Iran war, which then is getting quite a lot of traction. Interestingly enough, right? So then the equation that we are asking ourselves is, if everything is going up with fuel prices ultimately influencing our way of life and, really unsettling us in terms of how we spend our money, maybe, just maybe, solar-powered cars could be, if you have one. Sure, it comes with a hefty price there for convenience sake. But if petrol goes up, it means that you will have to spend. So we are all affected by war, whether it's far away, you were all affected. And I was just looking at what solar-powered cars are out there, and maybe for the future. I'm not a panic mechanic person. Nah, if anything, I'm a, on the spot, do what you want to do. But if you were to prepare, there are people that like to know that they're sorted, should you have this war drag on longer than it should, how badly could things get? You don't want to find, I hope we don't find out. But if you're looking at maybe, and you're saying, okay, so what are these solar powered cars at the moment that one can get? Some EVs that have small solar panels on the roof. There's the Toyota Prius Prime, and there is Lightyear Zero. These are some of the cars that you can get, amongst others, that are solar powered. Now, I don't know if you know, but do you know that today is World Water Day? And across Africa, innovation is changing how communities access one of life's most basic needs, which is clean water. Now, across the continent, over 400 million people still lack it. which is safe water for drinking. But what's inspiring is how local communities and tech are stepping up to solve this problem. We are looking at few powerful examples. First is solar powered. Solar is our friend. Water systems, and they're transforming rural villages. Organizations like Innovation Africa are installing solar pumps that draw water from underground and distribute it through villages. And these systems don't rely on electricity grids, amongst other things. What's even more interesting is the use of real-time monitoring technology, allowing teams to track water flow and fix issues remotely and ensuring long-term sustainability. Then you have smart water kiosks, like those developed by Project Maiji, and these are solar-powered stations where communities can access clean water at a low cost, often using modern or digital payment. Another exciting innovation is prepaid smart water systems from companies like Aquatap. All right, it's 10:31 Central African time. More music that we promised you we will deliver. And also tell me what the week looks like. Are you going to start something new this week? Because it is never too late to start something new. And it could be something very, very small. Yesterday, I was speaking about creating an intentional social calendar. That was for people that really want to build communities. But for people that are looking to go online and do something, but you are not lazy, but you just feel like you're waiting for motivation. What are motivational spaces that one should go to? And because the pressure is always there to evolve, and maybe I'm a maybe person when it comes to that space. I know it seems like I'm not. I'm a maybe person because I look at what I could do and what I would like to do, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should take this route, but what does it say about me? I can't separate myself from the person that I want to be online and the person that I am. That's why I haven't innovated any of the things that I've always wanted to do online, like how I want to put myself out there, how I want to merge what I do professionally with what I look like online. It's very easy for me to take a cute selfie, that one anytime. But, business is business. And I've got all these ideas. I need motivation. Where do I go? And which pages do you think I should look at? Look at my page and make those suggestions. I am at Molebatse online. You can send me a DM.
Call us on +27 63 406 9126 and contribute to the conversation.
That is, tune into the king of songs and blues.
Initiating rage process.
I'm unavailable. They know they see me. 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 And I'm sorry for who won't be my matter. Sorry, I'm only human. So make nobody para. Say I carry woman. She na man way I for carry. Fuck all the rumors. I need that when I talk, say I be pastor. If you know, you know. It can walk. If it's not, I got talk. Go, I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me.
Taking my life, I don't have no time, Shania. Come see me shining. Got too many birds on my IG. I'm changing my life, I'm a mama proud in it. She got me going. This fan took all my freedom. Cause I'm a big propeller. Straight for everyone's like you're go jealous. Got a big banana. I'm a big propeller. Straight for everyone's like you're go jealous. Got a big banana. Cause I'm a big propeller. Straight for everyone's like you're go jealous. Got a big banana.
Weekends just got better. Only on Channel Africa.
Pour longtemps, tu as pensé abandonner. Quand la vie t'a donné les coups, comme Gano Francis. Ça fait mal quand tu es celui qui voit le dos de tout le monde. Et tu te demandes, Seigneur, pourquoi? Mais faut jamais désespérer. Car qui croira verra.
With Grace M and Unavailable with Davido. Another ad break because bills gets to be paid, but this is Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective. I'm still Molebatse, that much hasn't changed.
Franschhoek, get ready. The vibe is happening this March. The Monroe Jazz Festival Franschhoek is bringing more than 30 local and international acts for one unforgettable weekend, including DJ Zinke, DJ Kent, DJ Kent Zero, Layla Hathaway, Robert Glasper, and Bilal, plus many more. From 27 to 29 March 2026, experience the music, the culture, and the energy. Grab your tickets now at ticketmaster.co.za. Monroe Jazz Festival Franschhoek. Feel the energy. Live the moment.
Tech Africa every Sunday, 9 till 12 noon, Central African Time.
Since 1947, the matter never settled. You be but I be get to. Masability lo nyawo lenu. Better recognize, greatest of all time. No other name, then go call mine. I said they shut it up, not nice. Monday, down. Tuesday, down. Wednesday, down. As long as I jalaba. And they call me the Godfather. Move like an Italian. Have you ever seen a nigga like moi? Each and every lady wanna give me a mwah. When they smoke weed, when they smoke cigar. Now we there, I tryna move on. I know two basking solo man. I get high, adrenaline. You know like me, one more. My advice is run along. Cause my guys don't follow now. When the sky start falling down. Dirty my time. I'm still your daddy.
Olele dollar, my pretty Malayami. I'm single, follow on me. Palchetti color, wait to lose all on me. Engine the bacala on me. What I love on me. Wait to love on me. I pray, color on me. Could you go on me? The bacala on me. My name is Jesus, one of them. I give you my color, my band, you all on me. Keep to bang as well. Yap, and you all about. Jiggy bang, tell him solo on me. Wait to love on me. I'm a melu yustagua. Kalanga bangana matala. I'm a kiss, I'm a cosavana. Felix Colegulu Taba. Shivirim, say. You very good boot. This young play. So battle among a mate. Yo.
Monday, Talaba. Tuesday, Talaba. Wednesday, Talaba. As long as I jalaba. And they call me the Godfather. Move like an Italian.
Okay, we're gonna go back to our tech for good as we have found Muzi. This one is a remix of Jolabam featuring Burna Boy. Gig Venture is an SME that offers tech connectivity in remote townships and rural areas without access. So we're about to find out exactly how does it work, and we're speaking now to Muzi Gamede. Good morning, Muzi.
Morning, Pule. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, Pule.
So, Muzi, why is it so important to bring fiber internet to rural and township communities? And how does Gig Venture work?
So, maybe just an overarching view of what Gig Ventures is, or who Gig Ventures is. So, Gig Ventures is a telecommunications infrastructure enabler, and the business comprises of mainly 4 arms, which is your fiber optic builds, your mobile power solutions within the telecommunications space, that's your mobile generators, and your lithium battery installation and provision. We then also have a ICT arm where we provide software solutions and tech solutions to corporates. Mm-hmm. And the one that we're excited about is the dark fiber arm, and that's where we build and own infrastructure in areas that are underserviced. We've just completed a build now in quite a rural community called Molebatse. And those are the kinds of areas that we look forward to making an impact in.
Okay, so what are some of the biggest challenges that you come across as you roll out in these areas? Let's talk about Molebatse. You are done there. You've just finished the project.
So there are a multitude of challenges when you come into communities like that, but I think the glaring one, Pule, would be one, the lack of opportunities and also the lack of knowledge around infrastructure such as the ones that we lay. So, for instance, in Molebatse, because there's a lack of opportunity, you find a lot of small businesses being your contractors, civil contractors that want to participate in an opportunity like building this infrastructure, but don't have the know-how and don't know how to access these opportunities. And it usually becomes a stumbling block in the sense that your build program in building this infrastructure can be interrupted by community dynamics. But us as Gig Ventures, this is something that we pride ourselves in understanding, because we are Black people and we come from communities such as that. And we understand that all people want is opportunity, and also to understand what this infrastructure is going to benefit, or how it's going to benefit those communities. So we then do high-level engagements with either the authorities of reference, that's either through your municipalities, your councillors, and we explain the project to the community to say this infrastructure is going to enable the future for all of us, for our children, for our community, and our communities can now be future-focused communities, right? And in rural areas like Leboa, there's another center of community, which is then your traditional leaders. So there's your tribal Hoshis as well as your Ndunas, and you also engage them so that then this project becomes a project owned by the community, where they look after this infrastructure and they put their support behind the project like that.
How long did it take you to build the infrastructure there in that town?
So maybe just to give you a description of the kind of infrastructure we've built. We've built a dark fiber long-haul connectivity. So let me give you an example. When it comes to maybe something that I'll make an example using property space, right? So see us as a property developer that develops this property, and then we then enable tenants to come and lease it. So your internet service providers and the likes can lease this infrastructure to provide services to the end user, right? And this is quite a capital intense and from a project cycle, a project that spanned over 8 months for us. So we started last year in May and completed it this year in January. And we're extremely proud that it's our first 100 kilometers of dark fiber laid in the ground. And this year we aim to roll out an additional 500 kilometers of this dark fiber in your most underserviced areas within the South African context.
So how does access to fast internet actually change lives? I mean, I think it's very, it's obvious, but I'm sure you've got on the ground feedback and case studies that you can share.
The impact is the magnitude is, it's one that, and I always go back and I refer to the COVID periods where we had the hard lockdowns, and you really got to see the impact of lack of access, where a child in Bryanston could continue his schooling when a child in Leboa couldn't, right? Parents living in the affluent areas were able to also work remotely without the high costs of data, and people in areas like Leboa paid the highest in terms of cost of data from a prepaid perspective, right? So it's more what it enables. It enables the future. It enables our children to be able to connect into the digital economy, and our children can have now parity in terms of access to the connectivity, right? On other layers, you then have businesses within the communities that now can turn their businesses into digital businesses. They can have an online presence, and they can then turn also their services into your online economy. So let's say, for instance, a lady down the road that was selling a water now can make and advertise her business quite broadly, and she can have a digital presence from be it a website or an e-commerce platform, and be able to service those customers, right? Or she can list her business within intra-community marketplaces, and then the trading or that presence of that business now just expands. So the use cases or the benefits of connectivity are insurmountable.
And Mozi, is fiber the best solution though for communities, or are there other means to go around it that can also play a role in affording them connectivity?
So fiber is the most stable and the medium in which the best the best kind of connectivity can be delivered, right? So there are other mediums like your microwave, like your satellite, but technologies like that have a hindrance in the sense that if there's issues, so line of sight, let me give you an example of what line of sight is. With microwave, if there's like a solid wall that's blocking a signal from going through, the strength of that signal is dramatically reduced. But with a fiber line, it's a dedicated line, meaning there is no interruptions on that line, and you can get the highest speeds and the best quality of connectivity. And I think even for our communities in such far-flung areas, that's what we want to give them, the same kind of service as anywhere else in South Africa.
All right. And what does success look like for you when it comes to doing what you do, being that you connect rural areas and township communities through your projects?
So success for us is quite personal. And again, I think I've said that we come from communities such as the ones that we've just laid the infrastructure in. And success for us means those communities are not left behind. That means those communities have the ability to have access to connectivity such as first world countries and even better. Right? And we understand that from a future forward-looking perspective, everybody knows that technology is the future, and we don't want our community to be left behind. And for us, the look of success is the ability to enable that within our communities. And for us, that's what we're trying to drive.
All right. And where to next? Like where are you rolling out? Do you know, or is something that will be revealed later in the year?
No, so it's not a secret. It's not a secret. There's an area. So in the Greater Limpopo area, it's quite a significant area of focus for us, as well as in Mpumalanga. A lot of fiber infrastructure has been laid out in your historical metros, so your Cape Towns, your Durbans, and those provinces. And provinces like Limpopo and Mpumalanga have been left behind quite significantly, and that's where we want to focus. So for the next 3 years, a significant amount of infrastructure of ours will be laid out in those areas to address the problem statement on our side.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us this morning, Muzi.
No, thank you very much for having me. Hope you have a great Sunday to you and your listeners.
Thanks. So that's Muzi Gamede from Gig Venture. It's 6 minutes before 11 Central African Time. Nolutando Butelis will come through at 11 to give us the last bulletin of today. But of course, content continues, and Matako will be having a conversation around agricultural content for 2 hours. That's on Planting the Seed as soon as I get out of here at 12 o'clock.
Innovation is the new voice, and it's African. Puleng Molebatse engages the boldest women, youth, and elders in tech. Every Sunday, 9 to 12, only on Channel Africa. Catch us on DSTV Bouquet 802.
Unatege si matege yop, unatege minga matege nyum, unatege majang matege ndom, manetambia ninyane njubyayen, ngani bana matege mot, ngani lakiri watege ndong, esakina bia dinkido, manetambia ninyane njubyayen, tamtama mote tamzabike. Tam tama tonge tam zabike tam tam tama mote tam zabike mane tambia ninyane njobyayen onatege si matege yop onatege minga matege nyum onatege majang matege ndom mane tambia ninyane njobyayen ngani bana matege mot ngani lakiri watege ndong esakina bia dinkido mane tambia ninyane njobyayen tam tama mote tam zabike tam tama tonge tam zabike tam tam tama mote tam zabike mane tambia ninyane njupia yen tam tam hiyo amone majone ngani mori soli matelan chenge ayo amajang majenge imoro zinyanga sobala atima e manamot abolga manaya matei manajonga lusu matiza e manamot akar manaza matei manasose masoma vale unatere si matere yo unatere minga matere nyum unatere majang matere ndom mane tambia ninyane njopia yen ngani bana matere mon ngani la kiri watere ndong esakina bia tinkido mane tambia ninyane njopia yen tam tama mote tam zadike tam tama donge tam zadike tam tam tama mote tam zadike mane tambia ninyane njopia yen unatere si matere yo unatere minga matere nyum unatere majang matere ndom mane tambia ninyane njopia yen ngani bana matere mon ngani la kiri watere ndong esakina bia tinkido mane tambia ninyane njopia yen tam tama mote tam zabike tam tama donge tam zabike tam tam tama mote tam zabike mane tambia ninyane njopia yen tam tam hiyo amone majone ngani mori soli matelan chenge ayo amone majenge moro zinyanga sobala atima e tei manamot abolga manaya matei manajonga lusu matiza e tei manamot akar manaza tei manasosi masoma vale unatere si matere yo unatere minga matere nyum unatere majang matere ndom mane tambia ninyane njopia yen ngani bana matere mot ngani la kiri watere ndom esakina bia tinkido mane tambia ninyane njopia yen tam tama mote tam zabike.
Somebody teach me this language, please. It says Tam Tam. That's the name of the song by Celine Niolo. It's just 2 minutes before top of the hour, 11 Central African time. If there's one of the things I wish for was the ability to grasp language and learn it. So far I can only hear how many languages? Okay, I can hear Zulu. I mean, Motswana. So I know Setswana in English. And Swahili has always been on my hit list. But slowly but surely getting there in terms of learning that language. You can teach me that. That's one of the things that I really want to learn. So after 11 o'clock, we are going to have a look at what really drives people when they choose to buy second-hand devices, and that is in our comment section at 11 Central African time. Remember, we are online everywhere, literally. You can find us there, especially our Buzzing TikTok account and also our WhatsApp line +27 83-288-6684. That's where we are at this morning. And our website is www.channelafrica.co.za. You can also find us on the SABC Plus app, by the way. There's also a Channel Africa app that you can download and be able to listen to us. So, you don't have an excuse, none whatsoever, not to tune in. We go straight now to the news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
With the news at 11 o'clock, good morning. I am Nolutando Butelezi. The Southern African Development Community Secretariat is convening a series of meetings on technical barriers to trade in Johannesburg, South Africa from tomorrow. The meetings bring together member states to address challenges related to standards, quality assurance, accreditation, and measurement systems, all aimed at improving trade across the region. These structures were established under the SADC Protocol on Trade to help remove barriers that make it difficult for countries to trade with one another. A key focus of the discussions is to support the implementation of the SADC Free Trade Area, launched in 2008, which promotes regional economic integration by reducing tariffs and limiting non-tariff barriers on goods. Egypt will settle $1.3 billion in arrears to international oil companies by June. The Petroleum Ministry confirmed that it is accelerating its previous timeline for repayments. Egypt had accumulated about $6.1 billion to foreign oil companies by June 30, 2024. This is due to a prolonged foreign currency shortage that delayed payments and weighed on investment gas outputs. Victims of gender-based violence in South Africa have been urged to speak out early about abuse and report their perpetrators. These were the sentiments of speakers at a funeral of an Eastern Cape Province woman and her 7-year-old son who were hacked to death allegedly by her boyfriend. GBV is recognized as a national crisis in South Africa, with studies revealing that the country had some of the highest rates of violence against women and girls globally. It is reported that 40-year-old Nyameka Nyusa's partner took his life after reporting the murder to the police. The victim's family says that they had tried to intervene in the abusive relationship numerous times. The Human Rights Commission has marked Human Rights Day by saying that the Constitution has given South Africans the dignity that they never had before. But it has called on South Africans to demand all their rights as enshrined in the Constitution from those who are meant to serve them, including mayors, councillors and executives. Chairperson of the committee, the Reverend Chris Nissen, says that the Constitution must be a lived reality for all South Africans.
Live your Constitution. Read your Constitution. Demand from the Constitution via those who needs to serve you, like your councillor, like your mayors, like your members of parliament, and also parliament and the executive, to say, this is our Constitution. We know our Constitution. Can we realize our rights by practical and issues that and that can influence a better life for us?
U.S. President Donald Trump and Iran have threatened to escalate their war, targeting energy and fuel facilities in the Gulf, which could again roil global energy and financial markets and deepen a regional crisis. Trump yesterday threatened to obliterate Iran's power plants if Tehran did not fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours, a significant escalation barely a day after he talked about winding down the war, now in its fourth week. Iran warned today that it would target U.S. infrastructure, including energy facilities in the Gulf, if Trump carried out his threat, which he made as U.S. Marines and heavy landing craft continued to head to the region. More than 2,000 people have been killed during the war the U.S. and Israel launched on February the 28th. The war has upended markets, spiked fuel costs, fueled global inflation fears, and convulsed the post-war Western alliance. For any news stories that you would like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Nolutando Butelezi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Coding, creating, transforming tech in Africa. Your Tech Pulse. Log on to www.channelafrica.co.za.
Okay, it's the last hour of Tech Africa this morning. If you just joined in, we did this at 9, did it again at 10, and now we're doing it again for the last time this morning at 11 o'clock. Then, 12 o'clock, I'll be out of here making way for planting the seed with Umateko Musito, who'll be here from 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. today. So good content on a Sunday on Channel Africa. We know that these are the stories that you want to hear about. It's the kind of content that you literally care for, right? So we will always hold our end of the bargain by delivering as promised. 6 minutes past 11 Central African Time. No Lutando Butelezi on the news desk is done for today. Thank you, girl, for keeping us updated for the past 2 hours of this journey. We have the comment section, which we haven't gotten into. Also, if you find our comment section that it's a bit lukewarm, you could give us something extra. That's right. That one is an open field. The comment section, I welcome all kinds of crazy things I see happen online. The way everyone is so brave on the comment section. But our comment section today, we're going to look at what drives people to buy secondhand devices. And we're going to be talking to my guest around 20 past 10 this morning. And we will be talking to Matthew Singati, tech founder and entrepreneur. That's whom we're going to be talking to on the comment section today.
Start your day right with Channel Africa Breakfast.
That smells delicious.
Live, 5 days a week.
All right, we're gonna take a break. In a short while, this that you listen to is a song called Hallelujah Tekletadik Yelebe. Is the title of the song. 11:10 now. Time for an air break.
Africa Matters. The conversation on climate change and financing Africa's recovery. Only on Channel Africa.
We're proud to announce that Wits Business School is actually our partner. They are hosting us. The second most important thing, though, for me, is that we often go to these summits, these conferences, and you find that you never really know where to find solutions and outcomes that came out of those discussions. So Wits Business School will craft our outcomes document, which will have steps to say what are the follow-ups and how do we measure success and what do we need to do next.
Across the continent, climate change is forcing tough decisions. This is Africa Matters. Tech Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
jà má ṣe slow kó má ṣe pẹ́ o.
The sound of Africa is evolving. Experience our new mobile app. Free to download. Free to connect.
Amore, eu sei que falha, mas eu te peço perdão. Consolé, sei que fui um tolo, mas eu peço perdão. Basi wiwa si akintuna kingira mwiwe twile male vava kukipwelale okala niweva twile male vava kukipwelale okala ninyuva. Amore não vale a pena, we come bateva, não me deixa amore, por favor. Amore não vale a pena, we come bateva, não me deixa amore. Eu pago as contas, eu pago a escola, mas se eu é kunona, eu faço tudo, pago quase tudo, mas se eu é kunona. Vale a pena twile male, amuti na tuele. Vale a pena twile male, a papai na tuele. Mira mwiwe, twile male vava. Kukipwelale, okala niweva. Twile male vava. Kukipwelale, okala ninyuva.
Now, this is what I call island music. It's the kind of music that you will hear when we go to some island just outside there, you know? I miss that living. Ballet by Professor Lay, and we took Kinsani with Samba. 19 minutes past 11 Central African time. More people are deciding to buy second-hand phones and tech rather than new ones. We're going to dive into the why behind that shortly after this.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Her name is Puleng Molebatse, and she's on Tech Africa.
Matthew Msingati is on standby as we look at what lies behind the decisions for people to buy second-hand devices when it comes to old tech. Now, Matthew Msingati is tech founder and entrepreneur. Good morning, Matthew.
Morning, Puleng, and how are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
Hi. I'm good, Puleng.
Okay. So what are some of the decisions that drive people when it comes to choosing second-hand phones or and tech-related devices over buying new ones?
There are many reasons, Puleng, but I'm just going to mention a few. First of all, as time goes by, there is a need for everyone to get into the tech space. Let me just make a typical example that everyone will understand. Back then, there was no social media, there was no emails and whatever. But nowadays, we've got these new technologies, pieces of beautiful technologies like WhatsApp, emails, and Skype. These are some sort of somewhat forcing everyone to have some sort of an electronic device. With the rise of that need and demand, there are some people who can't afford, as we know that all markets are divided into certain category according to the standard of living and income. So now there is some sort of a group or a small niche of people who want these services. For instance, let's take an example of a smartphone. I want those advantages or the technology that comes with it, but I don't afford. So this means that if we can say there is no middle ground, it's either you buy the new model or not, that means that market will be left out. Then this creates a need for people who have got these devices and they want new one, they sell them cheaper to that small niche that cannot afford.
Yeah. I just generally think if it works perfectly, it's fine, considering new ones are coming in, old ones are always going out. But I really wonder what happens to these old devices because, I mean, if you ask anyone, how many phones have you had? Unless it's like the older generation, yeah, those people will hold on to a device, they will hold on. As long as it's working, they will keep it. But now, Kamputa, how many phones I've had? No idea. Why do you think people buy secondhand devices? Is it because of the money or it's got some environmental awareness to it?
I think primarily it's because of the money. It's because of, what can I say, affordability. Okay, I think the barrier to entry in terms of owning a smart device, phone, or a tech product, it revolves around economics. Okay, so the reason why I have, for instance, let me just give you a practical example. I was developing an app, and the client was based in Canada, and now this mobile app must be used on Android and iPhone. I have never owned an iPhone, so when he said I must have an iPhone, so I was like, number one, my mind was excluding me from owning it, like it's too expensive. And he said to me, he's the one who introduced me into the idea of secondhand. He said, okay, fine, I can assist you and buy it for you because I want you to help me, but I'm gonna buy for you a secondhand one. To be honest, I said to him, that is not available in South Africa. He said April themselves, the company that owns April, they bring these services to us. So primarily, it's all about the economic thing. Most of us don't afford. As a result, we opt for secondhand because it's cheaper for us and it's affordable.
Oh, so you're saying you didn't buy an iPhone or you didn't own an iPhone because you believed it was pricey, not because of preference.
Even now, I don't have as much as he changed my paradigm, but I would like to believe it's all about the psychic. For instance, when my iPhone hit the market, it was positioned in a certain way. Mentally, I'm behind. I still believe that iPhone is for people who afford. Now that there are some second-hand option, maybe I will own one. But even now, I still don't own an iPhone. So I'm trying to say, I think the matter relies heavily on pricing. Most of us don't afford those devices.
Interesting.
So that's why we opt for secondhand.
And Matthew, if you look at the Android devices that are out there, I'm currently trying out a Redmi Note 15 Pro, and the going price is like around 15,000. So a brand new one. So even Android devices are expensive. Like seriously, if you look at unless really we're like brand association, it's under the impression that Apple devices are for the rich, then it's really just mental conditioning, considering these Android devices. Because when I look at the price, I was like, hey, banna. So I respect this phone based on that, what the going price is at the moment. So I really want people to get with the program. It's definitely not the case. iPhones and the MacBooks together with the iPads. Not so expensive. I was actually even looking at the iPad now online. And an iPad 7th generation goes for 3,000. And then maybe if you were to go with an IdeaPad, the one with the pencil, maybe I was looking at the Lenovo earlier on, that's more. So Apple devices have become really, really affordable.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you, Puleng. But also, let's look at another part of the problem, which is psychographics.
Mm-hmm.
If maybe in terms of the pricing, it might happen that it has been affordable, but the first time it introduced itself in the market, it was very selective and very exclusive. And then remember, psychologically, there are people who are coming from rural areas. As much as I am educated, I would like to believe, but I still live in rural areas, and I'm still amongst the environment of people who are at my age, but they are not aligned with technology. So this means that as much as now they are available, the perception first is that they are of a certain caliber, certain level of people. Secondly, most of us, even though there might be new features for iPhone, but most of us, we still believe that we don't really need them. For instance, let me just give you a typical example. There is an ordinary guy at my age who doesn't have an email in my community, and he doesn't see a need for an email. So it's a combination of the price, affordability, and psychographic. How are you conditioned mentally?
I've had a very weird relationships with iPhone. I could never have an iPhone for let's say for a year. Could be wrong. I've had 2 of them snatched from me. So maybe I make people think I'm rich, even though I'm not. So I'm safer with Android. I've made a decision. I'll stick to Android devices. Okay, anyway, back to why people buy secondhand phones. What should people then look out for when buying a secondhand device in order to avoid problems?
Okay. As much as what can I say? As much as second-hand or refurbished devices helps us, or we are benefiting from them, but also there are some issues in the industry with regarding them. For instance, regulation. Okay, that industry at the moment, it's still its regulation, it's infant, it's poorly regulated. For instance, I'm talking about personal experience. When I'm buying something at any local second-hand shop, I know that I can't return it back, because those companies or those businesses, they somewhat have like very strong regulations that are always against the customer. For instance, they say that the fact that you have opened it, now we are not sure what you did. As you can see, that regulation on itself favors the business. So I'm trying to say one of the challenges, it's regulation. It's, for instance, at this moment in time, it's more of a risky industry, more especially if I'm going to buy an expensive product, let's say from 10K upward. So if you want to buy those products, first of all, make sure you go to the what can I say, the supplier of the product, and see, do they offer refurbished alternatives? If not, go and check credible business entities where at least you know that they can assist you and you can have a serious case against them. But if you then go to the black market, obviously, if you go to a Chinese shop or a whatever shop, it means that now you are at a risk of giving them money and then the device is malfunctioning. So please be careful as to your shop, the person who's selling it to you.
I mean, I know a very good, credible secondhand or maybe refurbished online stores that sell devices, and every time I buy a laptop, especially for specifically Apple devices, there's one that is I trust, and I will always go there. For very affordable and very good condition. So it looks like the market is really becoming comfortable with refurbished devices. What's your take on this?
100%, I agree with you. I'm thinking we are getting there, as consumers, we are getting there. We are starting to trust, we are starting to, what can I say, starting to believe. For instance, let me just give you a simple, what can I say, real life scenario. I took time to trust Take a Lot and OLX and other things. Like I always had some trust issues. So
OLX
as
is
much
still there.
as consumer, I'm not sure, but
I
it
think
was
it's
one of
gone.
those platforms that, yeah,
Mm.
it was one of those platforms I was skeptical about it. So I'm thinking, I agree with you. We are getting there. But for instance, let me share this with you, Puleng. Do you know that I have never used an Uber before until I was in Johannesburg? I'm thinking, we are different. Yeah, we are different. There are people who are still like clueless about technology. It was tough for me to use Uber in Johannesburg. I didn't trust it.
When
I
was
heard
this?
about it. It had the buzz. Puleng, it's not long ago. I think 3 years ago. Like it's
Okay.
recently. Like I was in Joburg recently. I was working there. So I'm trying to say, as much as we are progressing, but I don't think that progression is at its peak, because there are people who are in Joburg, Durban, and Cape Town. They the lefties. They quickly adapt to technology. Come to Eastern Cape, you realize that we don't understand it. We only see it on TV, but we don't really believe it.
What? In the Eastern Cape?
Yes, in the Eastern Cape where I'm from.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not saying we are behind, but I'm just trying to say there are some cultural belief, there are some psychographic, there are some, what can I say, embedded core values that makes us not to quickly adapt to technology. For instance, this is not only an Eastern Cape thing. I was once hired in Johannesburg, in Umhlanga.
Mm.
I realized that the Zulus are still so traditional, and even in their psychology, they are that traditional. So this is to say that when you are in Joburg or in big cities, you almost forget that there are people who see what you have as a luxury, who are
Mm-hmm.
still skeptical, who are still behind in a way, not in a negative way, but it's such that that doesn't affect their life. For instance, owning an iPhone makes no difference to them.
Yeah, good.
So the
Okay.
industry is still growing, but slowly.
So, Matthew, do you think that this trend could push manufacturers to rethink how they design and price their devices, seeing that Rona ba bang, we're very comfortable with second-hand devices and nah, I'm very proud. What's the point? Because you will find a brand new device is just few rands. I guess it's a catch-22. Like, some devices are brand new, but like maybe got 500 there, and then you will find a very good second hand with like certain amount of money. So then there you will then go ahead and buy a brand new one. But I've learned spending over 22, and you know what? There are people that can and they should and they do and they love it. But at this rate where a device is released, a brand new version is released every year, is it even worth it? That's why there's even platforms where you can rent a device. So it doesn't belong to you. I know Rentosa, you can rent a device. You can pay for it like how you pay for your contract every month when you buy a phone, but you rent it so that next year if you want an upgrade of that device, they just take it and they give you maybe for like an extra charge, and then you never really own a device, which I think long term makes sense. But then it could also be a waste of money if it's gonna be like for 5 years, you know.
Yes, 100%. For me, I could say the rise of second-hand devices, obviously it's challenging the main manufacturers. It's some sort of, what can I say, drilling them to think strategically. For instance, let's say there's a new model that goes for 20K, and then the one its own like the one that was before that, let's say it goes for 10K. And then now the manufacturers need to some sort of think about the 10K difference, because as the consumers, we are asking ourselves, why must I get a new model which is like 10K plus? This then means that now consumers are some sort of in a position of power in a way to challenge big manufacturers to say that we are still comfortable with this device, and more especially if it's being sold to me at a reasonable price. So as a manufacturer, it's either you create a new device that will be in between. That means now you need to cater for a certain niche, people who don't afford. Or if you don't do so, there will be Huawei or new Chinese manufacturer that will get into the gap and it will dominate the market. So for me, it's working positively. And also it helps in terms of, what can I say, digital inclusion or accessibility. If I can be honest with you, my first computer was a second-hand computer, and it introduced me to my own career. So if it wasn't for that second-hand, maybe I was not going to be a coder and a developer.
I think we're going to have to wrap up our conversation here. Thank you so much once again for having a chat with us. I'm sure we're going to speak again soon.
Thank you so much, Puleng.
All right, that's Matthew Msingatu, who's a tech founder and edupreneur. It's 11:37 Central African time. This is Tech Africa. We are we are surely leaving. It's been 2.5 hours of tech conversation, which will be ending at 12 o'clock, and then I'll be making my way out, making way for Matsako Masito.
Let's just do it.
Your life just got easier. Get the Channel Africa app and take us wherever you go. Catch the latest news, enjoy your favorite shows, stream the music you love, and stay connected to the continent. All in one spot, right in your pocket. Simple, quick, and always with you. The Channel Africa app. Download it now on iOS and Android. Puleng Molebatse on Tech Africa as we spotlight the pioneers shaping the African digital future. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
And every time, every night,
what a nice sing along this is. Is it just me or Zahara sounds a little bit like Brenda Fassie on this song? It's called Brand New Day, and it's 11:40 now, so we'll take another at break.
Clear your diaries for the 25th of March, 2026. Channel Africa, in partnership with Wits Business School, invites you to a climate change conversation that goes beyond talk. 3 powerful panel discussions, 1 stage, big questions, bold answers. If you care about the future and value honest, intelligent discussions, this is your seat at the table. Join us on March 25 for Africa Matters. Climate change, financing Africa's recovery, only on Channel Africa. For 60 years, Channel Africa has connected the continent. Celebrate the journey. Celebrate the African perspective.
I told you, man. It's King Tick Pandemics.
Chimani pass a piece of mine. She got a man, but he had no mind. If I say love, baby, don't be stingy. The way you now, can't you see? Baby, baby. Osani see you, no she long way. Baby, baby. Osani panga, she move Superman. Nini na power, monga Superman. I'm gonna protect you, monga Superman. Nina olimba, monga Superman. Give you what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. You what she touch it, deliver. Give you what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. Deliver.
Shot call a big baller. My lady's coming to want more. She love the way I put it down, but even more, she love my aura. Shake like thunder, beat like drama. This right here is a la casa. Somebody please call emergency. The way the girl is hurting me, yeah. I like her, she a freak. My wife, she a keeper. No one like her, she a sniper. My type of ghetto diva. I like her, she a freak. My wife, she a keeper. No one like her, she a sniper. My type of ghetto diva. Superman. Shawty say you want a Superman. Baby, you know you a superwoman. So you and I could be the super friends. Baby, I'm a lover. Baby, I'm a pleaser. Give it to you harder. Never will I tease you. Eat it like salad. Call that a season. So when I'm in Rome, you should follow the leader. Give me what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. You a cheat and check, deliver. Give me what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader.
Superman. Nini na power, monga Superman. I'm gonna protect you, monga Superman. Nina olimba, monga Superman.
Your life, your rhythm, your Africa. Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
Who's the musician? Fato. Who's the technician? Who's the producer? We they do bad things for good reasons, you know. I know, you know. And we we dey do good things for bad reasons, you know. I know you know. We no keep passing, we no keep malice. Yeah, we just wanna have some fun tonight. We are the happy people. We are the world. I day with you. Location, send your location to me. Then I day with you. Location, send your location to me. Then I shoot beru, macham, beru, macham, shoot beru, macham, shoot beru. Not only two. Say you put the one for water, one for follow, aya for ayana. We are the happy people. We are the world. I day with you. Location, send your location to me. Then I day with you. Location, send your location to me. Then I shoot beru. Do you know the truth? I'm not the only person, you are not only two. Shuperu.
So just 13 minutes before 12 midday. I am out of here today, but I'm back next week Saturday at 9 to 12 on Out and About. All things lifestyle, entertainment, and a whole lot of crazy, brought to you proudly by myself. We played Shuperu by Kids Daniel and Superman with Your Maps. And yes, at 12 o'clock, Masak will be here for Planting the Seed. As for me, thank you so much for borrowing me your ears for the past 3 hours. Let's do it again next week Sunday. Until then, bye.
Africa at Play with Neto and ETO Chemane.
Lelintle, talk to us about your relationship with your father, Coach Pitso. What is this one thing that he said to you that is still stuck at the top of your head?
Coach Pitso and our mom, Moira Kakale, have always told us that whatever we do in life, we must do it to the best of our abilities and represent our family well. But the big thing is do what you love and do it with all the passion that you have. And I think we see it in both their work. I mean, my mom has done a really good job with placing Coach Pitso in different clubs around the world, and she's negotiated contracts, and she's showing that as a woman you can also do work that is seen, and you can also get respect from men in a male-dominated space. And I think my dad has also shown that you must never underestimate the Black African man.
Lelintle Mosimane, a South African communications and digital media professional. Lelintle is also a daughter to a great mentor when it comes to the game of football, Coach Jingles Mosimane.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. 60 years of Channel Africa. Your trusted voice. Your African perspective. Into the future.
This is our happiness. This is
the key to our lives. The days go by when mankind fails to realize that humanity is the key to our lives. The days go by when mankind fails to realize that humanity is the key to our lives. The days go by when mankind fails to realize that humanity is the key to our lives. Oh, please just try to understand. Let's open the ways that we. Please just try to understand. Let's open the ways that we. No love, no peace, no history, no humanity. Somebody understand, no history, no future. No love, no peace, no humanity. Somebody understand, no love, no peace, no history, no humanity. Somebody understand, no history, no future, no humanity, no love, no peace. Somebody understand. Somebody please just try to understand. Let's open the ways that we. Somebody please just try to understand. Let's open the ways that we. Somebody please just try to understand. Let's open the ways that we. Somebody please just try to understand. Let's open the ways that we. Somebody please just try to understand. Let's open the ways that we. Somebody please just try to understand. Let's open the ways that we. Somebody please just try to
From data to drones, Africans are taking tech to further heights. Puleng Molebatse on Tech Africa